name is Rosaria Butterfield, and it's very hard for me to pick a verse that has changed my life because the whole Bible has changed my life. But there are two verses that serve almost as bookends for my life, and I want to share those with you. The first is Psalm 23. I know that's not a verse; it's a chapter. But I'm a psalm singer, and even before I was a Christian, I really enjoyed singing this psalm at the table of Ken and Floy Smith. And I remember one time I was really nursing a prideful wound. I was sitting at that table. I was a lesbian feminist activist professor from Syracuse, and I was feeling really pouty. I was the only lesbian there. Nobody cared about gay rights. Can you imagine this? And I was feeling really alone. And we got to this verse in Psalm 23. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. And I thought, wow, God really understands me. Here I am, the only lesbian in the room, in the presence of my enemies. And well, that's when it happened. I believe it was the power of the Holy Spirit working in my life to convert me and to make me realize that I was reading this whole psalm wrong. I was not dining in the presence of my enemies. I was the enemy. And they loved me, and they sat me at their table, and they told me the truth. And that was the moment that the offense of the gospel was used by God's grace to draw me to desire that last verse. And I remember everybody singing it. You know, they're all a bunch of psalm singers. Everybody's four-part harmony. It's beautiful. I love to sing. I couldn't even sing this last verse. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever, because I knew that verse wasn't mine, not yet. But the offense of the gospel compelled me to desire it. And it was very much the truth of God, because it wasn't that I could figure out what was going to happen next if I was converted. I didn't see a way forward, but I did see Jesus. And I saw my offense before him, and I wanted God to be my God. I wanted God to cover my sins. So that brings me to the next verse, and it is in the Gospel of John, and it has something to do with that business of truth, because I am one of those old professors, and one of the things that Ken Smith, the pastor the Lord used in my conversion, said to me is, he said, Rosaria, you have the heuristic all wrong. You seem to think that what is socially beneficial is what is true and what is beautiful. But as Christians, we believe that what is true determines what is ethical and what is valuable. And he pointed me to John 8, verses 31 and 32. Then Jesus said to those Jews who believed in him, if you abide in my word, you are my disciples indeed, and you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Too often we scare ourselves. We're trying to be set free by our own wisdom, by our own pragmatism, even by a way of knowing how to get out of a problem we're in. But we are not meant to be all-knowing. God is, and his truth will set you free.